Lubinda's chilling message: Laura Miti is dead, but not physically. What did he mean? In Zambia's already tense political climate, one statement has frozen the nation in silence. Given Lubinda, Patriotic Front chairman and loyal ally of the Lungu family, has just said something that no one expected. Death is not always physical, and Laura Miti is dead. What did he mean? Was it a metaphor for moral decay, or a direct attack on one of Zambia's most outspoken critics of the PF era? Tonight, we break down the hidden message behind Lubinda's chilling words, and the deeper political struggle it exposes inside Zambia's shifting power landscape. Welcome to InspirAfrica Official, where we uncover the untold truths behind Africa's most powerful political stories. In this episode, we examine the statement shaking Zambia's public space: Lubinda's remark about Laura Miti's spiritual death. Was this a moral sermon, a political jab, or a coded warning tied to the Patriotic Front's crumbling unity? And how does this connect to the lingering shadow of Edgar Lungu's legacy, a name that refuses to fade, even in death? Stay with us as we piece together the clues, reactions, and the silent message behind one of Zambia's most shocking political statements of 2025. Zambia is in shock after PF Chairman Given Lubinda declared that Laura Miti is dead, but not physically. What did he mean by that? Was this a moral rebuke or a political message aimed at Zambia's civil society? In this detailed breakdown, InspirAfrica Official explores the true meaning behind Lubinda's statement, the reaction from Laura Miti's supporters, and how this could reshape Zambia's political and moral debate heading into 2026. Watch till the end for a full context of this escalating war of words, and how the Lungu family's influence still echoes in every political argument today. The statement that stunned the nation. It was a line that froze the room, the kind of statement that doesn't just spark a headline, but sends shivers down the political landscape. Given Lubinda, acting president of the Patriotic Front, PF, stood before reporters, calm yet cuttingly deliberate, and declared, Laura Miti is dead, but not physically. For a few seconds, silence filled the air. Journalists exchanged glances. Was this a slip of the tongue? A metaphor? Or a thinly veiled threat? Within minutes, the clip was everywhere. WhatsApp groups, Facebook timelines, TikTok stitches, and trending hashtags like #LauraDead but not physically and #Lubinda warning. Zambians were left stunned. Laura Miti, the outspoken civil society activist known for her fearless criticism of corruption and abuse of power, is very much alive. So what exactly did Lubinda mean? Some speculated he was hinting that Laura's credibility or influence had died, that she had lost relevance in the public debate. Others read a darker undertone, wondering if it was a warning meant to intimidate activists who question those in power. Political analysts immediately began dissecting the phrase on radio and television talk shows. Opposition figures accused Lubinda of using language of fear. Supporters, however, praised his boldness, saying he had spoken the truth about hypocritical activism. But what made the statement even more chilling was its timing. Zambia is heading toward a tense 2026 election season, with political rhetoric already inflamed. Coming from a senior PF figure, such a line felt less like political banter, and more like a declaration of war in the battle for public opinion. Whatever Lubinda's intent, one thing is undeniable. Those 8 words have reignited Zambia's age-old struggle between political power and civic truth-telling, a struggle that's only just begun. The background: Miti, Lubinda, and the political tension. To truly understand why Lubinda's chilling statement, Laura Miti is dead, but not physically, struck such a deep chord, we have to rewind the clock. Laura Miti is not just any commentator. For years, she's been one of Zambia's most vocal civil society watchdogs, a fearless critic of corruption, abuse of power, and political hypocrisy. Through her columns, X, formerly Twitter, threads, and NGO work, she has consistently called out both the ruling party and the opposition whenever they stray from accountability. Her words have often cut deep, especially toward the Patriotic Front, PF, whom she accused of promoting tribalism, silencing dissent, and mismanaging the nation's wealth during its years in power. And one of her favorite targets? Given Lubinda. As acting PF president and one of the party's senior figures after Edgar Lungu's exit, Lubinda has spent months trying to rebuild the PF's shattered image, dealing with internal rifts, defections, and the shadow of the former president's legacy. Under immense pressure, every public statement he makes is political currency, each word carefully crafted to assert control and project strength. So when he declared, "Laura Miti is dead, but not physically," it wasn't just random rhetoric. To his supporters, it was symbolic, a declaration that Miti's moral authority had waned, that she no longer represented the people's conscience but had joined the establishment. But to critics, it sounded like a warning, a statement dripping with political arrogance, suggesting that dissenting voices are being silenced, not through violence, but through character assassination. In a Zambia already polarized by economic hardship and pre-election tension, Lubinda's words didn't just attack an individual. They struck at the heart of Zambia's democratic discourse, reviving old fears about freedom of speech and the cost of standing up to power. Decoding the message, power, silence, and the political game. Lubinda's statement, "Laura Miti is dead, but not physically," wasn't just shocking. It was layered, calculated, and deeply political. To fully decode it, we must step into the subtle world of Zambian political messaging, where metaphors often carry more weight than direct threats. First interpretation. Lubinda could have been speaking metaphorically about political defeat. In his eyes, Laura Miti, once a powerful voice for civil society, may have lost her spark, her edge, or her ability to move the masses. He may be implying that while she's still present, her influence has been neutralized, her words no longer shaping the political temperature as they once did. In this sense, she's dead symbolically, silenced by irrelevance. Second interpretation. It could have been a warning. By saying Miti is dead but not physically, Lubinda might be hinting at what happens to those who continually challenge the political establishment, that while critics may survive, their credibility, reach, and impact can be systematically dismantled. In other words, they can be alive, yet politically erased. Third interpretation. The comment could be an internal rallying cry to PF supporters. Lubinda may be signaling that the Patriotic Front is back in control of Zambia's political narrative. Civil society voices like Miti, once feared and influential, no longer dictate the agenda. Political analysts believe this statement marks a strategic turning point.
One observer told InspirAfrica.
Lubinda wasn't just addressing Miti, he was addressing the system. He was sending a coded message. PF is reclaiming the public conversation. In short, Lubinda's chilling words weren't just about Laura Miti's fate, they were about Zambia's power struggle itself. Who controls the narrative, who defines truth, and who gets to speak in the fragile march toward 2026. Reaction and fallout. Shock, outrage, and division. The aftermath of Lubinda's statement was immediate and explosive. Within minutes, Zambia's political and civil landscape was ablaze with emotion. Laura Miti herself took to social media, her response calm yet defiant. "I am very much alive, in body, mind, and purpose," she wrote. "And no amount of political rhetoric will bury the truth." Her words galvanized supporters, who saw Lubinda's remark as an attack on free speech and a chilling sign of how political power can be used to intimidate dissent. Prominent activists and commentators accused the PF leader of crossing a line, describing his statement as reckless, intimidatory, and deeply undemocratic. Civil society organizations quickly weighed in, reminding the nation that metaphors have consequences. When a senior political figure implies that a critic is dead, even symbolically, it sends a dangerous message about the state of civic freedom in Zambia. If a leader can metaphorically kill a voice today, one activist remarked, what happens tomorrow to those who dare to speak? But inside the Patriotic Front, the mood was far more divided. Some loyalists hailed Lubinda's words as a display of confidence, proof that PF is done playing defense and ready to dominate the political stage again. Others, however, feared the comment could backfire, alienating moderates and reinforcing PF's image as intolerant of criticism. Political observers note that this controversy arrives at a sensitive moment, as Zambia's opposition tries to rebuild credibility and unity ahead of the 2026 elections. Instead of energizing PF's message, the "Laura Miti is dead" statement has deepened polarization, raising urgent questions about the tone of political discourse. Because when a single sentence can shake a nation, it's not just politics anymore. It's power, perception, and the peril of words. What this means for Zambia and 2026. As Zambia edges closer to the 2026 elections, Lubinda's cryptic statement may prove to be more than a passing remark. It could mark the beginning of a new, harder-edged political era. His words, "Laura Miti is dead, but not physically," have taken on a life of their own, sparking nationwide debate about the nature of power, dissent, and democracy in modern Zambia. For the Patriotic Front, PF, this could be a calculated shift, a deliberate rebranding of strength. With Edgar Lungu gone and the opposition struggling to unify, PF seems eager to project authority and regain relevance. Lubinda's tone signals that the party intends to dominate not just the ballot box, but also the national conversation. Some analysts argue that his statement was meant to send a message to activists and critics alike. PF is back, and it will not be ignored. But for Zambia's democracy, the implications are far more complex. Civil society organizations fear this could signal a shrinking space for dissent, where powerful voices can metaphorically bury their critics without consequence. It raises tough questions about the line between political speech and intimidation, and whether democratic accountability can survive such rhetoric. Laura Miti's defiance, meanwhile, has transformed this controversy into a symbolic battle for Zambia's soul, a test of whether free expression can endure under mounting political pressure. As one commentator aptly put it, this isn't about one statement or one person. It's about who gets to speak and who gets silenced in the Zambia that's coming. In the end, Lubinda's chilling message may have revealed more than he intended, a nation still wrestling with its identity, where words carry the weight of power, fear, and prophecy.